Okay. Hi, Sunil.
Hello.
We are here today at Fulfilment Crowd to talk about bracketing. So, what is it?
So, it's much more common than anyone thinks. It's online buyers' tendency, especially within the fashion world, to buy multiple sizes, colours, and like a type of product. For example, buying a jumper in two different slight variants with the mindset of knowing that they're going to return one of them.
So, why does bracketing happen?
One of the main reasons being free return. So, customers knowing that why wouldn't they bracket if they're getting the luxury of trying it on at home? A lot of customers feel comfortable trying stuff on at home, knowing that they can hit or knowing that they'll be able to return for free is an incentive. Another key reason is to hit a free delivery mark. So they might buy multiple, so they might buy multiple products because they might not even like one of them, but they might do it to hit a free return. Look, there's benefits of it if they might buy a different product and then keep it. But in terms of bracketing, they might just buy a small and medium. Even if they are quite sure it's going to be the medium, but they'll buy the small as well because they hit a free delivery and it's a free return. Yeah. So for the customer, they win-win. For the company or the fashion brand, there is obviously an issue that can occur with that, which is bracketing. We have to remember that over 60% of people who buy fashion products online will bracket, with TikTok, Instagram obviously being more prevalent than ever. People copying influencers' hauls. So one of their Instagram influencers has done a haul and they've seen a product on them that they like. It does have an influence on them buying it, trying it, and having the tendency to bracket around it.
So, the influencers influencing in the wrong way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Fulfilment Crowd commissioned some research. So, here's bracketing.
There is some correlation between the ages of the bracketers, which are heavily condensed, to those 25 to 34. About 89% of all bracketers are within that age bracket. And then to even condense that more into a region, a very high percentage of it is also in the Northwest. That could also be influenced by, are they, for example, just purchasing more online than other regions? Is that swaying the bias towards that age bracket and that region?
Mm-hmm. So bracketing seems very common. So what can be done?
So there's a couple of things that can be done from fashion brands to help reduce the potential for bracketing. Defining and describing the products in more detail. For example, for now that we have more variants than ever in the way that products fit, for example, oversized, boxy fit, describing feels like for the customer can be very beneficial, because if they know it feels like an oversized t-shirt, so if you're usually a small, get extra small. If you're usually a large, get medium, because the overall fit of it is oversized. Increasing the description on the sizing guides as well, to say model is X wearing Y can help as well, because the more that makes you understand what it'll fit like on yourself, the less chance you've got of bracketing. Another, probably a bit more expensive but beneficial way of doing it would be virtual try-ons and AI-driven try-ons. So what do I mean by that? I mean the likes of L'Oreal or Ray-Ban. So rather than having to purchase that pair of Ray-Bans, knowing that they might not look right on your face, having a virtual try-on that enables customers to just understand what would it look like. I mean, also it enhances their brand experience. So when they go on the website, they can understand a lot more about what it is that the product will look like on them, but also means that they're spending more time on the website, so they're becoming more familiar with your brand as well.
Yeah, it's like bringing that like in-person shopping experience online. So all the benefits of walking into a high street shop, you've got that on an e-commerce store.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose a couple of things is knowledge-based, redefining or redescribing your returns policy in a bit more detail as well, making sure your consumers know the impact of bracketing. It drives more deliveries, so the CO2 is increased from bracketing, which a lot of people are more sustainable minded now. So if they had an idea of an impact that it was causing as well, there might be a reduced chance of them bracketing. Reminding repeat offenders that they are bracketing and they're bracketing often can also help support buyer behaviour. We have to be careful when putting pressure on the consumer, because what we don't eventually want to do is stop them buying from the brand. So the tone in which we do it it might be informative, as you said, rather than please don't bracket. Bracketing causes this. So making it a bit more informative, maybe, to again engage with the business. I know that they are speaking to real people and people that care, but not deterring them from buying online either.
Yeah. Not telling them off that much. Buy from you anyway.
Exactly. And then you've got other benefits, probably more financially driven benefits. The likes of Zara, H&M charge for returns now. Again, we have to be careful. If a customer felt like they was not going to get free returns, would that potentially put them off buying from a brand? Research is showing both ways. I think we still need more research within that sector and that reasoning. But we have to be super careful that we don't put people off buying from the brand. So the opposite to that would be a loyalty program. So do you have a tiered customer? So if a customer has spent X amount with you over X period of time and had not been deemed to be a bracketer, do they then unlock free returns? So kind of rewarding good behaviour.
Yeah, I love that. So based on what you said, it sounds like bracketing is inevitable. But what can be done to make it easier, to ease the pain of bracketing for retailers?
Yeah, so at Fulfilment Crowd, we are a technology-driven business, and what we've tried to do is automate as much of the process as possible. So as we said, that bracketing is inevitable. We can do whatever we want to reduce the measures, but some form of bracketing will happen, no matter what. So we now have an automated returns process, and then within our warehousing or within our network partner warehouses, we have dedicated returns areas. So a combination of them two factors means that we can get stock in, we can get a return back into stock quicker, which means that we can then sell that product quicker. All we can do is inform you as a customer what trends we're seeing and what's causing bracketing through the data that we give them. What we can do is just try and make the pain of returns as simple as possible and as hassle-free as possible. Trying to get, as I said, the stock back into a pickable location, so then we're ready to put that back online for you to be able to resell as quick as possible, so you don't see as much financial burden of it.
So how would I know, as Fulfilment Crowd's customer, that item's ready to be sold again?
So we have real-time inventory trackers. So as part of the system our customers get access to, they can log in and in real time see their inventory. We also offer data insights, so through our returns portal, which makes the customer, the end user's journey of a return simpler. One of the fields that we ask is the reason for a return. So what that enables us to do is consolidate data into returns reasoning, so we can start to cluster returns reasons. Finally, I suppose if you're a fashion brand sending product and orders internationally, you could potentially look to consolidate stock locally.
So what does that mean?
So, for example, for one of our customers who are a UK-based brand, we do send orders, a lot of orders to the US for them. They do have returns and bracketing that happens. And what we've been able to do is actually set up a localized center for them to handle returns. So what that does is organically build stock, and we then fulfill US orders from there. So there's a massive cost saving for our customer because they're not having to pay the initial shipping to the UK, which they would incur anyway. That happens, but then what they save the money on is not sending back to the UK, sending back to a closer centre in the US. And when it comes to sending that item back out, if it's in the US, we can send it directly from the US. So the cost of shipping is reduced. And there's also soft benefits, which are very important, such as the sustainable impact.
Sunil, thank you so much for the insights that you shared today on bracketing. Is there anything else that you'd like to finalise?
If you are having any issues with bracketing or returns, then feel free to reach out to Fulfilment Crowd on our website, our LinkedIn, or any of our socials, and that we're more than happy to help.